Welcome to episode 178 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast.
That's so crazy.
Everyone's here today.
Yay!
Against some people's will, but everyone is here.
Yay!
We are starting 30 minutes late because, life is hectic.
Crazy.
We got lots of shit going on, but we're here. So,
I really thought I was going to sneeze for a second as soon as you started. And I was like, oh, please don't sneeze.
You know what I don't like seeing is our Wi-Fi signal go low like that. Oh, God, not looking forward to that. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Let's get some sponsor stuff out of the way.
If you are looking for a high quality PVC rack, look no further than Lone Star Reptile Racks. They offer a variety of sizes for all types of snakes, geckos, rats, and more. You can even order something custom. Shipping is available, or you can plan to pick up at a Herbst Reptile show near you. Visit ellisreptileracks.com to reach out to Lone Star Reptile Racks and place your order today.
Or acrylic cages or signs.
Yeah, we need to update that.
Or
speaking of,
whoa, calm down.
Speaking of the .com.
Oh, so,
we didn't tell you because we needed to tell you.
You're like this, Robert. We were talking to, who was it? It was someone I had to talk to for something. What was it? Was it insurance related? No. God damn it. We'll come back to it. Think about it.
AT&T maybe?
I think it was. We'll say it was AT&T.
Anyways, they had to get James to approve that I could handle something.
They need our email address. So I told them the email address. And as soon as I said, blah, 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 at whatever.com, the woman goes, no, .com. When she typed it in.
She sang it back to us and we laughed
fucking
so
hilarious.
hard.
Oh, anyways, that was one of those great moments.
Yeah.
Lil's Shop of Horrors. That's L-I-L apostrophe S. Just always feel like I say that. Lil's Shop of Horrors is a small feeder and pet supply business based in San Antonio, and they regularly schedule feeder meetups around San Antonio as well as other neighboring towns and cities. They offer shipping on their feeder insects, ice pods, and are working on starting shipping on their feeder rodents too. All feeders are raised on a nutritional diet that optimizes the health of the reptiles and amphibians that consume them. Definitely check out Lewis over at Lil's Shop of Horrors for all of your feeder needs, especially if you're in the area, Texas in general. He may deliver to you. He's got great rodents. I've got a whole freezer full of them. My snakes have really liked them because I had some that have been tricky feeders and they ate for me. So I definitely suggest that. And for dubias, check them out for dubias, for isopods. Give Lewis a shout out. Lil's Shop of Horrors. And if you mention us, your first order is 10% off. So mention the podcast, get 10% off first order.
That's exciting.
I know. Herbst, you know what? I don't have that pulled up, but I will. It'll take me 2 seconds to do it. Herbst Reptile shows. I can tell you this weekend is Corpus, or that. Let's see. Herbst Reptile shows Corpus Christi, August 12th and August 13th. That is this weekend. Robert will be there. Katie and I were going to be there, but we realized with school starting this week and everything, we just want to stay home and probably sleep.
Oh my God, sleep sounds so good. I'm so tired.
Yes.
I don't even have kids yet at school, and I'm already so tired.
Then Bryan College Station show is August 19th and August 20th. The Conroe, Texas show, the big one in Conroe, is September 9th and September 10th. Then over back to Baton Rouge, Gonzales, September 16th and September 17th. Then out to Waco, October 21st, 22nd. Then back to Lake Charles for the second time in like a bajillion years. November 4th, November 5th. We will go to that one. That's close. We'll do that one. West Monroe, Louisiana. We're not doing that one. Robert will, maybe, but we're not doing that one.
Yeah, I should be there.
That is November 18th, November 19th, and then out to Austin, Texas, December 2nd and December 3rd. So
I love that Austin show.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just love that area of north of Austin, like Leander.
I like that house we stayed in last time.
Yeah, and I've tried to find it and can't even find it on Airbnb now.
So
the one that was like a block from the park.
Yeah, we went and looked for reptiles.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Where we found a blind snake.
And the tarantula under the rock. Quit that.
Tarantulas.
There were multiples. I'd never seen one in the wild before.
Also
it was
kept
cool.
tickling their bellies.
I'd never seen a live one in the wild.
Yeah. Now I have one in my house.
That is true.
Because my father-in-law caught one.
Oh.
I feel like
my father-in-law, who has never liked snakes or bugs or
wants a whole herd of tortoises.
Now he wants tortoises because he was like, I had those 2 adult tortoises up there last weekend, and he was just like, these things
they're awesome.
They're like dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, they'll like come to you and they just want to eat.
That's so cute.
So he's like, he wants 2 adult sulcatas now, and he's going to build this like movable pen for him in his yard that he can take apart with pins and move it to different spots.
That's so
and,
awesome.
And yeah, he was like messaging me about it today. So they need like a barn that they can go in. Okay, I'm gonna like build it onto the fence where when I move the thing, it just goes with it.
That's so cute.
So that they feel like they never got moved. I'm like,
that's adorable.
Yep. He's like already been to like Tractor Supply.
I'm gonna say they got tons of space for
what we
it.
should do is
Oh,
build
yeah.
a barn in the middle of basically 4 fields with a door. That way, the door is always, if he moves the fence to 4 corners, they can always use the same barn.
That's not a bad idea.
That would work. Anyways, go check out a Herb Show. Go check out Little Shop of Horrors. Go check out Robert and get you a rack, a cage, a sign. Made some really cool acrylic stuff for your why am I bringing that working? Ectotherm Designs. So go check them out. I mean, sponsors. LED UVB bulbs. If you need a UVB bulb, check out our friends over at VivTech. And if you use code Gumbo22, you get 15% off your order. Please go do that. Go order a bulb. The only problem is if you order one bulb, it's going to last you a long time to do it. Maybe buy more reptiles. So you have to buy more bulbs, and that helps us out.
Is that the trick?
Yeah. Because if they only have one reptile, then that bulb's only going to last them 4 years, and then we're not going to make money off that. So they need to buy more reptiles for more bulbs.
Gotcha.
Need that money.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Also, we do have a Patreon. Feel free to go if you're feeling
Yeah, because somebody owes me $20 for this platform for this month.
fuck. Yeah, go join Patreon so I can pay for this shit. So Katie will leave me alone.
Yep. For at least on that matter.
Because this ain't free, but we'll do it no matter what. Anything else? We're gonna bring our guest in.
Bring our guest in. That way we can talk to her.
I don't want to really bring our guest in.
No.
When we bring her in, we'll make Robert try and say her last name.
I wasn't going to say her last name. I was just going to say her name.
Here we go. Bringing her in. All right. Our guest is Megan some yada bitch.
It's been like 2 years.
I know.
Yes, but I have not said your name right in 2 years. So I've not
This is true. If he started saying your name correctly, we'd probably like think he'd been possessed or something.
So we have a new teacher next door to me. Her last name is Rominger, but we just keep saying R words. And earlier I was like, Rowan Gardner.
Well, I was going to say, are you going to start quoting Rookie of the Year?
I love that movie.
We watched it the other night. It came on TV.
So anybody's never seen The Rookie, shame on you. Amazing movie.
Rookie of the Year, even?
Rookie of the Year.
Not the Rookie.
The Rookie, that's a different
That's
movie.
Dennis Quaid.
That's right. It's Rookie of the Year.
Also a great baseball
The Rookie is a great
movie.
baseball movie too. That is a good one. That's based on a true story though. The other one is definitely not.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure you can't hire a 14-year-old to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm sure.
Probably frowned upon.
I'm sure there's something about hiring children that you can't do that. Anyways, how's it going, Megan?
Good. How are y'all?
Well, I have kids tomorrow in my classroom, so that's gonna suck.
I have no kids in the classroom, but I do have
Oh,
a
yeah.
14-year-old running around my house this week.
Gross.
So,
Yeah, you get ninth graders tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I
I'll
did.
tell you what I'm not looking forward to is this pickup line
No.
because they're going to block my access to my shop. I'm
Oh,
going to have to
yeah,
like, get aggravated with people because it backs up all the way
For
past the
Jeter.
courthouse.
Oh, yeah, for Don Jeter
And-
Elementary.
yeah,
And
'cause you are
now-
near that school.
Well, it gets better, Megan. The entrance ramp to 288 from our county road here
Mhm.
Yeah.
going southbound is now closed for 3 months. So
Yeah.
all the people that
Shit.
want to go to Manville that were like trying to beat all that Highway 6 where all the
Yeah.
construction is, they're now exiting and all coming down the county road.
Yes.
Yeah.
In-
Trying to
through
get
Pomona?
across to go left is almost impossible right
Oh,
now
God.
out of my neighborhood.
Yeah. We go if I'm coming from Pearland, we just take the back roads at this point. And even like Asmer goes to Katy twice a week for work. And he just hops off on Fort Bend Tollway and takes 6 instead
Yeah.
of trying to deal with 288 because it's stupid now.
Our principal was like, all right, all you people these last 2 weeks, because we went back last Monday, just the teachers did. He said, start timing your drive right now. He said, I will not accept I was stuck in traffic as an excuse the first 3 days of school.
Yeah.
He said, I don't care how much earlier
Because they
you
have-
have to leave.
48's closed to it too.
Yeah.
So you only
Yeah.
have one option.
Yeah.
now.
So with 48, I can actually go, and if you turn on that service road, they have created a little loop to get onto $288.
That's good.
So I still cut across and go over the railroad tracks
not
as long
one
as
of
there's
our-
not a train.
Not one of our members cares about this right now.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
I was reading about some reptile drama that I'll bring up later.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't realize that there were so many comments on a certain post.
There's like 200.
168.
Yeah.
But talking about school stuff, I have already booked Megan to come and talk to my zoology club in September
Why?
because they're gonna be excited that she's
No, it's
gonna
not that.
talk
I'm
about
Why
delightful.
Megan?
because she's
Because I'm
gonna bring cool
delightful.
snakes.
Megan,
Let's-
that's cool.
It's
Sure.
And because it took me 6 months to get my own husband to bring snakes for me.
Because your own husband has a job during the day.
Exactly.
We're dealing
So
with
does
kids.
Megan.
So does Megan.
I have a
And
job.
she's- She's taking an afternoon to come and educate the minds of young
She doesn't deal with
children.
130 freshmen.
No, she
It's
doesn't.
true. I did. I emailed my boss this afternoon and I told her that I would be
Friend
taking
request from
off
my dead great
at
uncle.
3:30 on the 7th. So
I love it.
on my calendar.
Yep. A couple
But-
of my kids were like, "What are we gonna do this year?" I'm like, "Well, I already got some
Get
stuff
attacked
lined up."
by a snake.
That's cool that you have the same kids again this year for the most part.
And they were so excited too.
They didn't know until you
Oh,
got there.
so I only have 9 of those
Oh,
kids.
okay.
That's a whole thing that we won't get into on the podcast.
Yes,
Okay.
kids. But all of her zoology.
But all of
kids.
my zoology club kids came to
We'll
see me
still
at
be
Meet
getting-
the
that's good.
Teacher, and they
That's
were
good.
all very excited. Yeah.
Oh, so Megan, have you listened? I know you haven't, but you go back and listen to last week's show.
Oh, yeah. I have to
actually,
do it too.
I actually did listen to most of it. I didn't get a chance to finish all of it. So I got to go back and do that, but I did listen to most of it.
You need to contact them, and
James wants us to start a thing.
we can start a branch of what they do over here because they're wanting to spread out.
I
By us,
had-
he means me and you.
Yes.
Yeah, every time my husband is like, "Hey, we should do this," I'm like, what is this we?" Like we both know that you mean that I should do this.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I'm already thinking the same thing. I was like, "Okay, where are these guys located?" I'm like, "Shit, Florida." But that doesn't mean anything because
But they want to spread.
But they want to spread out, and they would be cool
And
with us starting a
you know a
Houston
couple
branch.
of teachers that could help get that
Okay.
into schools.
Yeah,
yeah,
I have
we've
to
got-
listen to the
we've-
podcast. But
We've got a ton of teachers just in my neighborhood.
I
Fuck
mean,
them,
shoot,
not as
you're-
cool as us.
well, no, Carla's not at Bell Sanchez anymore. I think
she's at
this year.
Meridiana, though.
Yeah, she moved. So
We're not going to talk about that either.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, so we had Megan on before. Megan, let's just hit on kind of what you do, and then we will talk about Reptile Day some, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Yeah, for those of listeners who, don't know who I am, I run Lone Star Snakes. It's a
Do you want to pronounce your last
Not-for-profit.
name?
Sabljakovic.
That was close.
Last name is Sabljakovic. My husband's fault. He's from Bosnia.
Pretty sure
No
we were saying.
way.
I'm pretty sure we were saying the same thing.
No.
I've heard it both ways.
Oh my God.
When my husband and I were dating, he said that him and his older brother, they got so tired of telling people how to pronounce their last name that they started telling people that it was pronounced Slap-a-bitch. But people were too polite to call them out on it.
Old son of a bitch.
Oh,
Yeah. I think our Xbox gamer tag is like Sabljakovic's or something like that.
that's so funny.
Yeah, anyway, so I run Lone Star Snakes. It's a not-for-profit in Brazoria County in Southeast Texas. Started off just doing snake relocation, and then it kind of snowballed into community education. And God, this started back in beginning of 2021, end of 2020. So it's only been a couple of years now since I actually started it. And this last year, it's absolutely exploded to the point that because I also volunteer with Great Pyrenees Advocates of Texas. And I think probably next year I'm going to have to take a step back from that because my calendar has filled up so much just with not just the stuff I schedule on my own, but people reaching out to me now too.
Because snakes are better than dogs.
They're
I
easier
mean,
than dogs.
that is true.
There's
cheaper
less
than
shedding.
dogs.
That's it. You
Sometimes.
seen Megan's photos of when she brushes that dog
I
out?
know.
Oh my
There's a
God.
whole dog left in the
Okay.
yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have polar bears.
Well, so
You do.
my dog is mostly white. but she's a border collie mix. And
She sheds.
when I sweep the floor, I'm like, there's a whole fucking dog laying on the floor. I
Yeah.
can't imagine what it's like with the Great Pyrenees.
Asmir recommended, he was like, why don't you just take the vacuum to him? And I was like, because I'm not going to have a dog left.
Remember the old Floby?
Yeah, I'm about to get the Floby.
You hook it with the vacuum and you cut his
Oh
hair.
my gosh, I remember
I'm concerned
that.
he'll just disappear.
My sister actually has one of those.
Using it?
I'm pretty sure
Is that-
she's
is that
one of
your
the kids looking at
Is
their
that your sister with the 500 kids?
Yes.
She's just trying to save some money.
It's 5. Divide that by 100, but still a lot.
After a certain number, it doesn't fucking matter how many
And
there are.
today is the oldest one's 10th birthday, so she's had
I think at 5. I think 5 is the number where it no longer matters how many there are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a shit ton.
it's just a bunch.
You could have
We
5
entertain
or
ourselves. It's
15.
cool.
No, I'm good.
Mhm.
Anyways,
But yeah, everything that I do, it's completely free. All of my services, the classes, the relocation, countless glue traps that I
yeah,
get
we'll get into
called
that in a
for
second because there's been some
every
interesting ones.
year. I've had people tell me, they're like, you could monetize this, and I could, but I would rather listen to nails on a chalkboard than do children's birthday parties. Like, I will drive a screwdriver through my left temple before I do child birthday parties. That's I
You
prefer
don't like
them,
being
I
asked, is
prefer
that
them to
snake-
Becca and Drew.
Yeah. You don't want to be asked over and over, is that snake poisonous? Can
I
I
mean, I
hold
already
it?
deal with that, and I
True,
don't
true,
charge
true.
for it. But I don't ever want money to be the reason that somebody can't get help. I mean, these pest control companies cost upwards of like a minimum $150 to come out,
No,
even if
that's
there's not anything in there. And they don't even relocate the animals; they dispose of them.
Yeah, dispatch of them.
Yeah. So the whole purpose is to not only help provide a service to people, but also save the animals as well.
Yeah. Robert and I have helped out with a lot of the relocations and stuff.
What am I, shop liver?
Yeah,
Katie's
well,
been there, so.
I go.
Well, the
For
county
moral
group that I
support.
started, actually just started as just a group for my neighborhood. Like, that's literally all this started out was I got so sick of everything was a cottonmouth. So I started the group just, to help people with identifications. And God, how many members have we added? Like, just in the last 5 months, Robert? I mean, we're over 1,200 now.
Well, I think we're over 1,300 now.
Are we? Shit.
I think so. I got my computer right here. I can look.
Yeah, like it was. I added Robert and one other person as moderators.
You have no idea what her actual name is.
Tara.
Tara? Okay.
I messaged
I
her
finally saw
privately,
a
and
picture of her.
I'm like, I know your real name is not Codswallop.
Like, I saw her picture holding that snake, and I was like, okay, I recognize her from shows and stuff now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea who she actually is.
Yeah, like I really don't want
no.
to be like, hey, you.
We are at 1,247.
Okay.
And we were at you were at 875 when you added me.
Yeah.
Well, and in that
3
group,
months ago?
there's what 5 or 6 of us that do relocations.
Yeah, something like that.
Between the neighborhoods,
Yeah.
our neighborhoods are probably 3 miles apart.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
20 minutes here.
Yeah, no, it's 15 minutes to get to where you live from our neighborhoods.
Yeah. And Tara's she's over in the League City area, so she can cover that side of the
I
county.
thought she was in Alvin.
I think she's in League City.
But that means she can cover Alvin because she's the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we cover a pretty good area.
Yeah,
but-
not really. We only have one person in the southern part of the county, but I'm sure we'll get more. I mean, as the group grows, it's bound to happen. Plus, I help run Free Snake Relocation Directory too, and there's more people that are actually listed on that map as well. So there's
Yeah,
resources.
We have Brian over here in Shadow Creek.
Yeah.
And I actually just added, I need to reach out to her and make sure she's okay with me putting her as an approved relocator. But
Laney.
well, not Lainey, but I'm very salty about this. So late last week, someone tagged me in one of the Brazoria County groups. It was one of I think it was Southeast Snake ID, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody in Freeport, they had a bucket of juvenile Western Diamondback rattlesnakes that had been collected at a work site, and they needed somebody to come relocate them. And I was prepared to drive 40 minutes.
I'd have gone. Right?
And somebody else beat me to it. That is with Gulf Coast Wildlife Rescue, and she actually just joined our group yesterday. And I only know that it was the same person because I creeped on her Facebook profile. And I saw the bucket of rattlesnakes, and I'm just like, of course,
That'd have been awesome.
it wouldn't be me.
There was like 8 or 9 of them.
Was it really?
Yeah, I was about to message my team at work and go, I'm not feeling well. I gotta go, guys.
Yeah, so we'll have people reach out. It's a great thing. That's another thing. The reason it needs to be free, because honestly, I'm talking about here before, in places like Australia or South Africa, they have pay relocated, and people call them to come relocate snakes without killing them, and because the mentality of people in those areas are different. Whereas here in America, we have the whole mentality of, we don't like it, we'll kill it. And the moment you ask them to pay for it, that's an inconvenience. And it's much easier to just kill it than have to deal with the inconvenience. And so they'll kill it. So we kind of have to be free, and we'll have multiple times, almost every time, like, can we give you a tip? Can I pay you? And we're like, no, just call us next time it happens.
That cottonmouth you and I went and got a couple weeks ago. Lady, like, can I give y'all something for this? Nope. No, we're good.
I've definitely had people make donations, but it's usually like against my will. I had somebody a few weeks ago. They tried to give me cash and I wouldn't take it, and only to find out when I got home that she Venmo'd me. And I'm just like, okay, well, thank you. Like, you didn't have to do that.
Well, you had one like leave it in your truck or whatever, didn't you?
I did have someone. It was like $5 or $10.
I remember that. Like, we got in the car and I'm like, where the hell does this money come from?
Yeah. They wouldn't like put it in James's truck.
Yeah. Like while we were catching the snake, because they tried to give it to us when we got there. And we're like, no. We were like in the backyard trying to wrangle the snake. And there was cash.
The cottonmouth we removed was the first time it's been. Well, I take it back. I have gone to one other call that I know was a cottonmouth because from the picture. But by the time that I got in there, it already got out of the yard.
That's when you jumped the fence.
I climbed the fucking fence.
Oh, that was
Yes.
I don't know how he didn't die.
Like a 6-foot fence, and I climbed a 6-foot fence, and I got back over the 6-foot fence too.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I think I was out of town for that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think you were on a work trip that week for that one.
Coming down off that 6-foot fence did not feel good. It was a rough landing.
You know that lady with the cottonmouth in my neighborhood the other night? I've messaged her a couple times since, and she hasn't. She's like, I don't know, maybe the cottonmouth murdered her.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
she just
I told her to text me her address, and I never heard from her. So I mean, I assume it left on its own.
She's like, I don't need these people anymore.
They probably killed it and don't want to tell us.
Someone that happened over in Lakes of Savannah. Like 2 days ago, one of the vendors for World Reptile Day, she actually lives in Lakes of Savannah, and she sent me the screenshots and shared our group information because they had a cottonmouth on their property, and some fucking idiot was like, cut its head off so we can get a closer look at it. And I'm like, okay, like we don't need to do that to figure out what it is. And they did. They killed it. And I have all the screenshots. I meant to post it in the group where we.
Well, it's funny. I had a friend-ish of ours. I upset some people on their Facebook because they are. I think I talked about last week about the pilots, whatever rattlesnake or whatever. Did I talk about that last week? Anyways, and then her coming back something about they're growing up in the country and they've been taught how to ID snakes, so they know what they are. I'm like, about 90% of the people that send me pictures because they know what they are wrong. So don't tell me you know how to ID a snake. Especially when you're not even using a real name. It's not even a real name of a snake.
Right.
I'm not on Nextdoor anymore for obvious reasons.
That is
I couldn't deal with Nextdoor anymore. I had to get off there. But this was like around the time, like not long after I had started doing this, and I was sharing the group information on there. And at the time, the cover photo was a diamondback water snake in our neighborhood, the one that I've named Pete. And it was
cottonmouth. It's a cottonmouth.
So this guy comes on there and he starts. First off, it's not even an identification post, but he felt the need to come on there and explain to me what the snake was. And it was definitely a cottonmouth, and he knew because he'd been catching them in the country for 50 years. And I'm just thinking, okay, well, for 50 years of experience, you don't know jack shit.
You've been catching things for 50 years and misidentifying them for 50 years. It doesn't mean you know what you're looking at. It just means you've been wrong for a long time.
But lucky me, and I felt so much better after he offered his well wishes and bidding me good luck in handling the snake. I felt so much more confident in my abilities to deal with said dangerous animal.
It's an old danger noodle. You got to watch out for them danger noodles.
Oh yeah, the same snake, which my whole neighborhood knows the snake now, named Pete. I mean, at this point, it's probably like Pete the Third, but
Hilarious.
you can always tell
Pete's gotten really small this year.
Yeah.
You can always tell who the new people in the neighborhood are because he lives under the we have a lake that is like in the very back of the neighborhood, and there's a
let me
floating
explain to
bridge.
everybody. Every neighborhood has 1 or 30 lakes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
like our neighborhood is set up perfect for having snakes.
And
So many.
all of these neighborhoods were nothing but rice fields 30
Yep.
years ago.
Right.
Where she's at, where Megan's at, 10 years ago, they were rice fields.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the snakes are like, we've been here for a long time, you motherfuckers.
Mhm.
Oh, as soon as Meridiana broke ground on the Manfold side, my snake calls skyrocketed.
I bet.
Yeah, like as soon as like before that happened, I really didn't get any, but as soon as they broke ground over there, they went through the roof. But yeah, you can always tell who the new people are because they'll go walking by the bridge and they'll post a picture in the neighborhood chat telling people like, oh, like there's a snake under the bridge, be careful. And then all the neighbors are just like, oh, that's just Pete. Like we like Pete. Pete's good people. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
But I did have somebody contact the HOA one time and they called me. And she's like, I'm sending you some pictures that I got from a neighbor. Like they're freaking out about the snake. And I need you to verify this information for me. They told her that it was a python that had like laid eggs.
No.
And she sent me the picture and I'm like, that is a non-venomous diamondback water snake minding his own business on a pile of rocks.
And they don't lay eggs.
Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they saw it lay eggs, they're lying.
I'm like, well, that's no.
So we've mentioned on here before about your guy that told you were the one that had the person tell you the alligators haven't been here since the hurricane, right? That's what caused
Oh my
alligators to come.
God. This lady in my neighborhood not just snakes. I mean, y'all know how people are just about wildlife in general. But, we get gators all the time in our lakes and people are always freaking out about it. Like this is some new revelation that Southeast Texas has gators. Like our neighbors are Louisiana.
Yeah, but alligators no borders, Megan.
Yeah.
They don't cross borders.
The largest like concentrated population of gators is like 20 minutes from us, but whatever. But yeah, somebody posted about another gator in one of our lakes. And of course, wondering like how in the world a gator could make it into a residential neighborhood. And so I mentioned that, they were here first. Like this is where we live. And yeah, this lady in my neighborhood came on here and she was so proud of herself. Like she really thought she got me with her little LOL at the end, telling me that they were definitely not here first. So of course I gave her like a whole history lesson after she let me know that it was actually Hurricane Harvey that brought the gators to Southeast Texas.
That's what did it.
And
Yeah.
I don't like to be that person that is like, do you know who I am? But I really wanted to be like, do you know who I am? Like you're actually
Do
going
you
to
know
tell-
what I do? Come on, lady.
like you're actually going to have this conversation with literally the resident reptile person. Okay.
I feel like
Like
that's something
on
that Spencer Green would say.
On that
Do you
post
know
I
who I
talked about
am?
in a few minutes, some girl was like defending that guy, and she asked Terry Herring, "Well, have you ever run a reptile show?"
Oh, she
Oh,
didn't.
Did she just ask you if
Oh.
you read? Well, she ended up going back later and deleting all of her comments.
Oh, bless
Oh, we'll
her.
get-
It's like, no, I haven't run a reptile show. I ran a reptile, the reptile show.
The
for
reptile show
26
I was going to
years.
say for a
Every
while.
month, every month.
We'll get to that post.
Yeah.
post.
Star.
So Megan, we have Reptile Day coming up in a few months, right?
Yes. October
2 months.
28th. I have sent the corrections to everybody because apparently I screwed up the date the first time, which thank God the event coordinator.
I don't know why I thought it was the 14th.
So either Rachel or I
because
will be
apparently
there.
I
but
thought
not
it was the 14th. It's not. It's October 28th. So I've updated everything, which wound up working out because Robert said that there's actually an expo.
Oh shit!
for-
Oh,
No, the Texas
fuck.
Carpet Fest.
No,
is
that's
that day.
September. That's September. isn't it?
No, I think it's the last weekend of October.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
shit.
Because I thought the expo was the 14th.
No, that's not what I'm
No,
about.
I think Josephine has her first like competition band thing that weekend.
No, that's for Rock Band. I thought was the 20th.
No, that's in August.
No, the 14th
Yeah.
is the Texas Carpet Fest at
We'll find out.
Okay.
at Reptilandia.
Yeah,
We have
which
an
I am
expo.
going to that.
I have an expo.
James can
on
go.
the 21st, but on the 28th we have a market up in Livingston. That one we've been doing.
Mhm.
So Rachel's probably going to go to that, and I'll go to World Reptile Day.
We got to look at getting an Airbnb for Reptilandia for Carpet Fest.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't go that weekend.
You weren't invited.
I have a camping thing with Girl Scouts, but
I think I'm just doing a day trip for Carpet Fest because
no,
I've
the
done the
night
day.
is all the fun.
It's a hang. I mean, it's a hangout, like all day, all night.
Megan, we'll get an Airbnb. It'll be cheap.
Yeah, I can do
You can
that.
stay with us. We're
Robert's not that creepy.
yeah.
Well, I'm planning on going anyway. Asner probably won't go
because
because he doesn't care about that stuff. So
Is Danielle coming down? She said she was coming down too, right?
she's planning on it. Yeah.
October.
So we can have a party. Anyways,
We just need it for the one night, right?
yeah, definitely come to Carpet Fest to Reptilandia
Mhm.
in October. What we just say, 14th.
Yeah,
Have y'all been
literally.
out there at all yet?
No,
No.
Oh,
we
you're
were
gonna
waiting
lose
till-
your shit. It's
we're waiting until
so
they built the new
awesome.
stuff and got the new stuff open.
Yeah,
to
I
see it
went-
all.
I went back in December when they did their soft opening, when they first did their soft opening. And I mean, just the little bit that was open was worth the drive out there. So back in March, I went up to, or not March, April, I went to Seattle. My best friend lives up there. And in Monroe, there is a reptile zoo that has good reviews on the internet. But I'm always skeptical because,
Because
there's the
non-reptile
review-
people are easy to
yeah,
impress.
it's the non-reptile people that are going and leaving these reviews. And of course, I'm seeing this place after I've already gone to Reptilandia. It's atrocious. Do not go.
She's not
need
talking
to
about
write a
Reptilandia. She's talking about the place.
Oh,
in
no.
Oregon.
Reptilandia, amazing. Do not go to the Reptile Zoo in Monroe. I still have to write my review because I needed time to process everything
Oh
that
damn!
I saw.
Wow.
It's so bad. So bad. Reptilandia is like the platinum standard for what reptile zoos should be. Seriously, it is absolutely incredible.
Well, I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to Carpet Fest because it's going to be a huge hangout. It's going to be
Mhm.
a blast.
Well, and a buddy of mine works there, so he's been like sending me like sneak peek pictures and stuff. And
I think Becca and Drew are going too.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
We
they
should see
are.
If they want to do their Airbnb.
Bless her
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Your chameleons over here
Her.
just moving all around like crazy.
Well, there's crickets loose in there, so if he'd like pay attention, he could find them.
Well, it's not the smartest.
Well, I didn't know what Becca was talking about at first because
What?
she said she had to go to this jungle carpet festival.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. And then I said something to James, and he's like, is she talking about Carpet Fest? And I'm like, no, that's not what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, that's
100%.
totally what she was talking about.
100%. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Northeast Carpet Fest, but it's so far up and I just never would make it up there. So I'm so super happy they're bringing a Carpet Fest back to Texas.
Yeah, I think she's real excited about it. She had messaged me when Drew surprised her with some new carpet pythons, and my response was just I understand because I'm always surprising my husband with new animals. So
Yeah, the difference is he doesn't want them. She's probably okay with them because they will eventually help make money.
I know of another
Yeah.
surprise Drew's getting, but I can't say what it is.
You can tell us later.
now
yeah,
I need to message Becca. I need to know.
I think I know.
I want to know.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
I could just message you, Megan.
That's true.
That way, Becky
knows.
doesn't know I'd
Yeah,
told
tell me.
anybody.
I want to know.
Anyways, so one thing I want to talk about is glue trap removal because glue traps are the bane of snakes. They're horrible. As someone who used to use glue traps, because I would use them because I could peel a mouse or a rat off and toss it and let it go. And I would do that very often, except for the mouse that got into my snake room and chewed up all my shit. That mouse died.
Oh, shit.
Fuck him. He
I
died.
remember
no.
that.
No, I just sent it to our home.
He fucking died.
Cool.
So, but yeah, glue traps. So you got one interesting because a lot of times it's just water snakes or rat snakes,
Mhm.
which although is a pain in the ass and time consuming to get them off, is not that hard. But you had one recently that was a cottonmouth on a glue trap, and that is a completely different thing. Having to try to get a cottonmouth off because it is not happy in the first place. So explain that process you went through.
Well, my first thought was, well, shit. Because every time I do glue trap removals, I always tell people, one, like, please don't use these for, the obvious reasons that they're terrible for the animals. But I've been telling people, I'm like, it's only a matter of time before I get a call for a venomous snake. It's gonna happen. And yeah, what, 2.5 weeks ago, I got my got my lucky number. Thankfully this actually was a young one. It was probably maybe a year old or whatnot.
Yeah, because its tail was already, or no, that was when we got where the tail was already.
It was, there was a little, you could see like a little bit of yellow on it left over on the bottom, but otherwise it was nearly completely gone. But yeah, my first thought was, well, shit. So I got it home. And of course I don't have any snake tubes or anything like that, which
I do. You could have.
They've officially been added to my list, but this was during the week, and
Sure.
You were at Houston, but her and I had been talking, and she said had it been larger, she had all intentions of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had already messaged me.
I think if it was an adult, I definitely would have needed a second set of hands. But this one was small enough that I wound up being able to handle it myself. I recorded the whole thing, so y'all can go to my Facebook page, Lone Star Snakes, and see the video. It's definitely been my most popular video. A lot of people, the biggest question that I was getting from people is why I started with the head first, because normally I don't. When I'm doing glue trap rescues, I start from the bottom and work my way up.
You don't want that thing coming loose while you're doing the tail.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is that, even though it's on the glue trap, there are situations where, if it's being uncooperative or, it's freaking out the whole time, it could have gotten its head loose on its own if it really, it really worked hard enough. And the last thing I needed was something distracting me while I'm trying to get this animal off the trap. And as much as I like Spencer, I really was not interested in hanging out with him.
He's on bike 69
and giving his hospital lots and lots of your insurance money.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually used a plastic water bottle. I got its head loose first and then stuck its head in the bottle, and then just, the rest of the time, just did my usual stuff with the oil to work it off.
I've seen people take like Pam spray, like the vegetable oil, like spray the whole thing down before, also, instead of going bit by bit.
Yeah,
James,
my only issue with that is that with the, I mean, if I had its head in the bottle, it's not a big deal, but like with the Pam spray, it's harder to control where the oil's going. So if you get it in like at the eyes or the mouth or anything, you really want to avoid them ingesting the oil. But yeah, it took me about 20 minutes or a little bit less than 20 minutes to fully get him off. But this one was relatively chill, honestly. I even made him sit for a photo shoot after.
You mean didn't chase you?
What's that?
It didn't chase you?
I barely got away with my life. It was a really close call.
I mean, they did all of them chase. That's a fact.
I need to read something that's completely off subject, just because we're all going to love it and hate it at the same time.
Go for it.
San Antonio hit 105 degrees today, breaking the daily record of 104. The daily record has been broken or tied 17 times this summer, including the last 5 days in a row.
I hate it here.
I do too.
It's so miserably hot. We had to have a safety meeting this morning about recess over the next week. Because they're like 100 and, a heat index of 112 for 15 minutes is a really long time to be outside. You make the decision accordingly.
So I don't want to move. I don't want to move north at all, but I was in Ohio for the last like 5 days or whatever, and the high was 85.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oof.
Amazing. 85 in the shade is amazing.
Where the real feel is 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 85 and feels like 85. You look here, it's like 85 feels like 102.
When I left the shop at like 1 o'clock, my little thermostat on my table by the laser said 107 in the shop. I was like, oh, that's why I'm miserable right now. Okay. Like the mini split can't even keep up with the office.
Really?
Oh wow. We've had to start bumping our air up during the day.
Too.
Thank God I'm not here for it.
So
I can't. Mine won't get under like 76 in the afternoon. Right now. It is ridiculous.
So let's go through some of the replies to our question this week. So our question this week came from Megan. It says, what is your favorite reptile conservation organization and why? So our buddy Derek Dykstra, who we've had on before, said Ashton Biological Preserve does incredible work with native species, habitat conservation, and outreach. I haven't heard of that one, but if anybody's interested, give that one a look at. The Reptile Preservation Institute, which is Cody Bartolini and Pia.
Okay.
Reptile Preservation is ran by great people. They have great mission and love how they incorporate the private sector and wildlife conservation. I strongly recommend looking them up. I think you can go tour their facility. It's amazing. They have a lot of venomous, but really great venomous. Katie and I went out there for Southeast Carpet Fest a few years back.
Had a great time.
It was great. So check that out. Todd Autry said TTPG, which I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, and he hasn't responded to my
Is it something
comment.
prairie? No,
What it is.
he's up there.
It's
I'm not on the internet right now. I turned my internet off on my laptop so I didn't mess up anything.
We appreciate it.
Texas. It's the Turtle and Tortoise Preservation Group.
Turtle and Tortoise.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool one. Check them out. Turtle and
I
Tortoise.
don't know why with Todd I expected it to be something with rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes? I know, I expected it too. That's why I was like, maybe
It
the
definitely
prairie.
wasn't the Sweetwater JC's club. That wasn't his favorite.
Amanda K. Gio said the Amphibian Foundation, which I don't know that one. The Amphibian Foundation.
The Amphibian Foundation has a master herpetologist certification that you can get.
Oh, that's cool.
pretty popular. Mhm.
And then the Rattlesnake Conservancy, which I've heard about that one. The Rattlesnake Conservancy.
They're
I love their
fantastic.
website. Their website is savethebuzztails.org.
That's fun.
Yeah, I actually want to. I'd like to eventually, get invited to be one of their trainers, but
So
I would
they
have
do
to- I have
trainings,
to-
right?
they do what?
They do trainings, right? You can go there and they'll train you how to
Mhm.
handle venomous.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, so they do level 1 and level 2 venomous courses. And in fact, I think Amanda Rua was one of their instructors. I think.
Mhm.
I don't know if she's still doing it. But there's they're based out of Jacksonville, so most of their classes are going to
Yeah.
be in Florida, but they have some trainers in like Mississippi, South Carolina. I even saw
Georgia,
one in
probably.
Michigan. But I'd like to bring something like that to Texas, even though, Texas doesn't care about anything and we don't have any laws surrounding handling venomous. It's
Very cool.
there's people out there who want to learn, but they're not comfortable necessarily with a
Well,
know,
some of the
YOLO
venomous
philosophy and just jumping into it like
some of the
right
venomous keepers in the state are not the ones you want to learn from. Just because they own venomous does not mean they're the
Yeah.
person you want to learn how to handle venomous.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Joe Smith said the Rattlesnake Conservancy and the Orient Society both are great. He says both are based in my area, which is the Florida, Georgia area, and work with some of my favorite species, crotalids and the Eastern Indigo. Orient Society, the big thing is the Eastern Indigo. Dr. Jenkins' podcast, Snake Talk, is also a great educational source. Snake Talk is a good one. I've listened to that one. They have the Orient. He's part of the Orient Society, and they have him on there. Danielle said Orient Society because of indigos, of course. That's a big one. Dallas Ruiz said the Rattlesnake Conservancy and the Orient Society. I feel the work and species associated with those two are both top notch. Friendly staff, 10 out of 10. Carl England said the King Cobra Conservancy. I don't know that one, but that'd be cool. And then Jillian Otto said some loser at Lone Star Snakes. I don't know what that is. And the Gulf Center for Sea Turtle Research, which would be a good one. Who's the
Yes,
one down
they're-
in?
That's the one in Galveston.
Who's the one in
Yeah, that's in Galveston, South
Who's one
Padre
in
is Sea
Corpus?
Turtle Inc.
Sea Center.
Sea Center? Sea Center? No, Sea Life Center.
Sea Life Center.
Sea Life Center.
Sea
That's
Life
it.
Center.
And
'Cause they're great too. We've
The one
been
in
there.
Corpus.
Yeah, the one in South Padre is Sea Turtle Inc. They're probably the biggest in the state at this point.
We had so much fun at the one in Corpus because we got like behind the scenes view and it was great. We took your son with
Mhm.
us and it was great. And Katie cried when she saw sea turtles. She
I
just
did.
bawled like a little baby.
I didn't bawl my eyes out, but
Bawled
I
her
did get
fucking out. What I
emotional.
heard.
There was wiping happening, okay, but there was no
Listen,
bawling or
And
sobbing.
all she did was see a
All
sea
I-
turtle.
All I did was stand next to the tub
She
that they
didn't
were
touch a sea
swimming
turtle.
in.
She didn't save a sea turtle.
But
She
I
just
could
saw a
have.
sea turtle.
I was close enough that I could have reached out to touch it if I had been brave enough and didn't think that she would yell at me. It
Okay,
was beautiful.
I feel that though. I mean, snakes are my thing, but sea
I-
turtles are what got me into reptiles in the first place. So they
I had
will
no
always have
clue.
a special place for me.
I had no clue that I was going to be nearly that emotional when we got there. Like it caught me.
I
off
didn't
guard.
either.
James was like,
I was like, that trip was free.
like
this is the
an
best
hour
free thing I've
later,
ever
he was
gotten.
still like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "That was the best thing ever."
You should have seen me last year when I was in Mexico. I went snorkeling and there was a sea turtle that swam next to me, and Danny was actually supposed to go with me and my friend Rose, but her dog literally ate her passport like a month before the trip.
Because Danny's a loser.
So she did not go. So it was just me and my friend Rose. And I about lost my shit on this snorkel tour when there were like 3 sea turtles, and yeah, I lost my shit. It was the coolest.
I'm assuming that's Daniela's Facebook user.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's got some like hard to pronounce name.
That's Danny.
It's one of her pets.
That's all I have to say about that asshole. I love it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's Danny.
But all of these ones that we listed are great if you want to check them out. If anybody you want to donate to, they all would be great places to donate to. So check this out. It's very important that we help out these organizations, because even if it's wildlife conservation and you're just a pet person, there's still someone you want on your side. And they're still doing great work. And even if you're a pet person, you should be kind of a wildlife person. I mean, there are people we've met in this hobby that definitely are not, and I'm not sure I 100% count them as pet people, even though they own pets. But if you're an animal person, help these groups out, because a lot of them, I mean, all of these are nonprofit and need help.
Gulf Center for Sea Turtle Research is actually the beneficiary for World Reptile Day donations this year.
Sweet. We didn't really talk about world, so we mentioned the date and then we got sidetracked with something else, because sometimes we get sidetracked.
That's what we do.
Just every now and then.
We should call the Reptile Gumbo Sidetrack Podcast. but our listeners tell us that's what they love. So whatever.
So last year, the first year of it, how many people do you think we had through the gates?
Oh God.
We didn't quite hit 1,000, but we were close. I think it was probably in the realm of like 800 something.
And it will increase. So like I said, Katie and I used to do one. We did it for 3 years till COVID shut us down. And how much did we get? We got up to almost 2,000 people, right?
Our biggest year.
Don't hurt yourself.
No, I want to say it was closer to 25.
Yeah, it was a shit ton of people.
If I mean, I'm expecting this year to be bigger, and if it is, I'm thinking that we're probably gonna have to find a new venue for 2024
because there's no parking once. That's
parking's honestly the biggest issue. I mean, even with the elementary school, which it's extra parking, and there weren't really any problems last year, but if it keeps growing,
that seems to be the trend everywhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
Like in this area with events. For example, when we did, we had teacher workshops that we had to go to, and I had to go to Mary Merrick Elementary School, and people were having
no parking over there.
Oh my gosh. No,
I used to have to meet the teacher there, and it was
people
horrible.
were having to park at the junior high around the corner and like cut through parking lots to get there.
That's where Logan went when we lived in the apartment the first year we lived in Pearland.
Yeah.
He went to Mary Merrick, and you go to like meet the teacher or something, and there's like 8 parking spots in the parking lot.
It's crazy.
That's it. That's the whole parking lot.
It's hands down the smallest
and
parking
there's
lot
nothing.
I've ever seen.
There's no, it's a main road.
Yeah.
So there's apartment complex next door that's gated.
Yep.
And like a business that has no Mary Merrick parking signs in there.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Like this, it's the CVS right there on the corner.
There's
and
a
there's
fucking
a
tow truck
Starbucks
sitting there.
And they have signs around. If you're here, like no elementary school parking, no junior high parking. I'm like, all right, not parking here.
Yep.
And I just kept driving.
Well, the venue that we used to have the Herp show out here in Pearland, they just added a giant parking lot on the side of it.
Of course
Did they?
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. I saw it the other day.
So we had probably close to 1,000 people, guess wise. How many vendors do we have there?
A lot. We had, hold on, I can actually tell you. We had close to 40 between educational and like small businesses.
There were some good ones. Our buddies over of Repticulture, Joe and Brittany, they were there last year.
They're planning on coming back this year. Learning Zoo is coming back.
Learning Zoo, our friends Becca and Drew.
Yep.
Come down. Are we
Gina's
getting
Heart of Gold is going to be there this year.
Oh, sweet. We've had
She was
Gina
supposed
on
to be there
before.
last year. She was supposed to be there last year, but she got bronchitis.
I remember she was sick. Yeah.
She called me and could barely get a sentence out, and she was like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm like, please stay home and take care of yourself.
Did you get Dr. Green again?
I need to reach out to him. I haven't yet. I'm going back and forth about talks again this year. So that was actually something that I was going to talk to y'all about to see if it was something that we wanted to do again before I reached
I think
out.
the talks are good. I mean, look, we didn't get a ton of people in it, but we will
Yeah.
get more. And I will volunteer to do talks. I'll bring some animals and I can do them.
And even if you only reach 2 people, hey, you reached 2 people.
You know,
Yeah.
the one that I thought was interesting, and I hate that there weren't some people there listening, but we had someone there last year talking about Texas horn lizards.
Yeah, that was Horn Lizard Conservation Society, which I'm hoping I can get them back again this year. I haven't heard back from them for my email, so
That was super interesting.
but yeah, I mean, because that's, I thought that was a good organization to kick off the event with too, because I mean, they're a state reptile, so and there's been so much conservation activity in the last year between them, San Antonio Zoo to reintroduce the species. I mean, not just in Texas, but I mean throughout the entire Southwest.
Yeah.
So
Well, then we had non-animal vendors. Robert was there with signs, which will have more signs this year.
Oh yeah,
And then there was the
way better sign.
I hate that I don't remember the name, but there was the girl with special needs that was selling jewelry. Joe got a bunch of jewelry.
that was,
I got a bunch of earrings from her too.
Yes, so I am hoping that she'll be back. A lot of the vendors from last year are wanting to come back this year. That was Dandy Dangles.
Yeah.
Better
For
have
that
Robert
one.
Donuts there.
So yeah, a lot of the vendors from last year. I mean, I got so many emails from vendors afterwards telling me how much they enjoyed it.
Megan,
Huh?
Robert's Mini Donuts. The mini donut truck that was there.
Oh yes.
There were some good food vendors there.
Dude, I ran into them at the Buc-ee's in
They're so
Wharton
good.
going to the last Corpus show. They were parked next to me, and I was like, "Hey, you got any donuts ready?" And he just started laughing. And I was like, "He's like, I remember you from the Reptile thing a couple months ago." And I was like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah, because your name's Robert too." And I was like, "Yeah."
The book author there's the book author that we're going to try and get on the show. She's going to be there too. I think.
She has already sent me her form.
So Katie needs to reach out and get her on the show.
She's confirmed. I have quite a few already confirmed. I just need to put my list together. And a few new ones. I need to reach back out to Asclepius Snakebite Foundation because I actually talked to them a couple months ago at the Herps Conroe show. And
by them, you mean Max?
Yeah, but you mean Max?
No, the Snakebite Foundation based out of Denver.
Yeah, it's Max.
Yeah. Did you talk to Max?
No,
guy with a beard? No.
Goofy guy with the camera.
Brent that I
Brent.
talked to.
Either one.
Brent.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
He
Either one
lives.
works.
Also goofy guy.
He lives in Lake Charles.
Yes.
Yeah, we know him
We
really
know
well.
him.
You have his phone number? If not, I'll send it to you.
I have his card. I have his card with his email and his phone number. I emailed him a few months ago and I have not heard back. But
Don't email him. Call him or text him.
I'll talk to
I'm
Brent.
gonna start harassing him again because he said he was really interested in driving over for it. And we even talked about doing like a donation drive for gently used electronics because they do recycle them for their clinics in Africa.
Yeah. We've had them on before. We had Brent on, and we had who was the? I can't remember. We had a doctor on with him last time.
Yeah.
No, the
Or
doctor
Max.
was with Max.
That was Max. That was just I missed that one. It was after Max went
That's
to
right.
Africa.
After we went to
Yeah, I
Africa
talked to Brent like I don't know every day. No, it's at least once
I love
every
him
couple
so
weeks.
much.
Brent's like one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, that'll be a great one to have come over.
And,
Yeah, he's Brent's just
And
Brent has the worst case of ADHD of any human I've ever met.
Max would be a good one to bring in also because Max could do talks.
Yes. So you have to
that
like
is an excellent way to
you
describe
have
Brent.
to like nail him down and be like, all right, Brent.
Yeah.
These are the dates. Put them on your calendar. And
Brent's a pretty butterfly kind of guy.
yes, absolutely.
Oh,
but he's one of
so the two of us are-
So when we
That's
say
amazing.
harass him and call him and text him, we are not kidding.
And he also
Okay,
owns
I will put that on
2
my to-do
businesses.
list.
Oh, yeah. 2 businesses and he's got his hand in like 15 pots.
Yeah. So
my gosh.
he's a busy
Yeah,
guy.
because
He's so wonderful, though.
He mentioned, because we talked about him doing a booth for the Snakebite Foundation, then also one for Venom Life as well. Like just putting.
You had on
together.
You had on a shirt yesterday.
The Venom Life
Didn't
shirt?
you wear
Yeah.
your Venom Life shirt
Yeah.
recently? Okay.
Wore yesterday.
So
And I've
mine,
got,
I was like, I vaguely remember seeing this. One of my parents totally like, ooh, butterfly. One of my parents at Meet the Teacher yesterday showed up in a Houston Venom Conference shirt. And I was like,
Nice.
oh, cool shirt. Her kid's in zoology club.
That's awesome.
So
Is she
anyway,
a doctor or a nurse or something?
no,
for
she's
CTE?
not. And
just
she
went?
actually, her words to me were, if you're in town next time and want to go, we could sit together so I don't feel like the weird person that just likes this stuff. And I was like, oh. She said everyone else in the room was a doctor or
Well,
a
you got-
vet or a nurse. And here I am.
You got the
still being
vid or
one.
something and couldn't go, right, Megan?
I didn't. My husband
That's right.
wound up getting COVID 2 days before, and
That's right.
Just, better safe than sorry. Just
Yeah,
to stay
loser.
home. So I was bummed, but
You were really bummed. Yeah.
I was so.
Oh, because you had the zoo thing. You were going to do the behind the
Yes.
scenes zoo thing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that.
I was so upset.
So, anyways, October 28th,
Yep.
October's busy.
Mhm.
come down to Iowa Colony.
Iowa Colony.
Technically, it is.
It's like
yeah.
10
Houston.
minutes, it's like 10 minutes south of Pearland.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes south of Houston.
Mhm.
Come down. It'll be a great event. There'll be great food trucks. There were
Yeah.
last time. There'll be great food trucks.
Yes.
A lot of arts and crafts stuff, and then a ton of animal stuff. You can come feed some tortoises, see some big snakes, see some big people selling signs. I mean, see Robert selling signs.
Yep.
Come buy a sign.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah,
Don't just
last
come see me.
last year was absolutely incredible. Like people lost their shit over it in the best way. My phone was blowing up for days after, like from my neighbors.
I love that little dog thing they have that was perfect for Becca and Drew's tortoises.
Oh, that'll dog
That was
Yes.
like the
Oh my
perfect
God,
setup
the
for
tortoise
tortoises.
garden was a
Yes.
huge hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like we actually ran out of food and I had to make Asmer go to Costco to get more greens.
So,
So
come
but,
out.
I mean, we raised it. I mean, we raised like $1,000 for Horn
Mhm.
Lizard Conservation Society.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
And who's going to be the beneficiary this year?
this year's Gulf Coast Center for Sea Turtle Research.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So for those who haven't been or don't know a lot about it, the goal is for every year to select a new nonprofit that supports native reptiles in Texas. So next year we'll pick someone different, but Gulf Center is amazing. The people running it are amazing. And they've been saving money to build a new facility that they can open up to the public and do tours on Galveston Island. But unfortunately, COVID and just like the inflation and everything kind of doubled their budget. So they need more help. So.
And then didn't we have someone from like Parks and Wildlife or something out there?
Yes, I've already talked to them. They should still be returning. Their only concern right now is the possibility of not having enough volunteers. So they're tentatively coming back.
Gotcha.
From Brazos Bend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I ended up donating a cage to them last time.
Oh, really?
And then when I went out there recently, they have it set up with an animal in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was just a little GFE. It was kind of beat up.
One of their volunteers is she's really sweet. She's become a friend and has been to like multiple classes of mine. And then she told me she was a volunteer at Brazos Bend. So
You should talk to what we used to do. Talk to the library, local library, and see if they want to come out and like read reptile related books to kids throughout the day.
yeah.
That was always, and a lot of times we had they would come out and do like arts and craft stuff too as well.
Megan and I are gonna we'd had a meeting last year and kind of like divided and conquered the list of what she wanted to have.
Darren, there will be tons of Texas black bears
I
roaming
mean, it's
around.
only like 5 miles down the road, so
Yeah,
they could
so-
be down there.
They'll be there.
So yeah, Megan and I have to get on each other's calendar in the next couple of weeks, which will be great because by then I'll need a Starbucks run for after school. So
Yes, very much so. And I need to resend the volunteer link out. We've already got quite a few people who have filled out the volunteer application. Of course, now I have to tell them that I gave them the wrong date. So
What a jerk.
I know, God, I'm such an asshole.
But check out our podcast page and our discussion group. We'll make posts in both of those about the dates and when it is. We'll make as it gets closer and stuff. But if anybody's planning on being down here, come on out, check it out. It'll be great.
And if you're
cool.
interested in, in being a vendor, there's no animal sales allowed, but if you're like a reptile rescue, obviously you're more than welcome to come with your animals that are available for adoption.
If you're an actual reptile rescue,
Yes.
and not someone just looking for specific animals and using the word rescue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
are Joe and Brittany
We
gonna?
will. You
Yeah.
will be vetted.
Good. Oh, yeah, they were there last time.
Yeah.
I'm picky, so not just anyone is going on the vendor list. But you can send me an email, worldreptileday@gmail.com, or reach out to the Reptile Gumbo podcast, or reach out to Lone Star Snakes on Facebook, and I'll send you the information. Or if you know anybody who would be a good fit, just send them my way.
And even if it's like not reptile, but if it's wildlife related.
Yes, we actually have the Texas Hawking Association is coming back.
That'd be cool.
I was just about to ask you if Hayden was coming.
Yep, Hayden's coming back with her bird. And part of me is kind of like, I feel like eventually this will just kind of turn into like a wildlife event in general. There's a few other coastal organizations that I've reached out to where they deal a lot with like fisheries and stuff.
What about the Texas Sea Life Center that's down like south of Angleton and all?
They are on my list. I have not reached out to them yet, but they're on my list.
They're in Lake Jackson, isn't that where they're at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're right off 288.
That's another place. If anybody's in the area and you're around Lake Jackson, there's the Texas Sea Life. I think that's what it is, right? Texas Sea Life Center. Is that there? It's free. And it's a really nice free aquarium and stuff.
You leave a donation.
Yeah,
they have a donation box
true.
when you get in.
Don't be cheap. Leave something.
I actually haven't been, and I've been down here for 5 years now.
Oh, you got to go.
I want to go back.
I know. I don't know how I haven't made it yet.
I've lived here my whole life and never been.
You've never been? It's really nice.
We my zoology, a couple of my parents with zoology club, we want to plan a Saturday where we go.
I have these awesome friends that invite me to do stuff all the time, and I never say yes because I've always got something going on. Every time you guys are like, "Hey, do you want to go?" I'm like, "Fuck, this is the one day I can't do it."
I know,
but don't stop inviting.
We take your kid with us though, and he's so wonderful.
My little zoo employee tour guide.
I love him
tell you about
so
that, Megan?
much.
When they went to the zoo a couple weeks ago with Jason Miller-Radovich, at the end, like towards the end of the day or whatever, his sister asked Jason, his mom, like, thought Logan was a tour guide for the zoo. Didn't know who he was because he was so informative. And
oh my gosh,
he said it's so crazy because at home, I can't get the kid to say 3 words to me.
No, he has like full on conversations with us when we take him places.
Like when we went to dinner for my birthday.
Yeah. When Sam was here.
Yeah, he sat at the end of the table with.
Oh my God, he and Sam had like full on conversations.
Fishing. They just talked about fishing.
It was so great.
Yeah. And he can carry on a conversation like an adult, but all I get out of him is bruh.
Well, Joe doesn't talk to us either, but she talks to all of y'all.
Right.
So I mean, maybe it's just because they don't want to talk to their own parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's
not
always.
Cool. They see you all the time.
Maybe it's his kids suck.
He's actually going to the show with us this weekend, and he's not bringing Otis.
Okay.
Otis is staying at my in-laws.
Which means he'll end up behind Russell's table.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because so
he won't be with y'all.
We're staying in Airbnb with Andy, and Bo's coming.
Oh, there you go.
Him and Bo are inseparable. So they'll be running around a lot because, Bo is the oldest, 5-year-old you'll ever meet. That kid is like, he's like at the maturity of a 10-year-old.
Like,
and
he's one of those ones you look at the picture like this kid was born with bad credit. And it's just like that's what.
But he's not. That kid is going to be a.
Don't be hating on his mullet.
Amazing business thing. You saw the post that Sean or somebody made the other day with that kid.
No,
I'll show it to you.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, check out World Reptile Day. Let's move on to something else. Something else I want to talk about because this kind of happened over the weekend and we watched it unfold on social media. And I'm going to say names. I don't care if I say names. I've heard enough.
No, we can say names on this fucking thing all we want.
Yeah. So there was a show held in, where it's at? I don't know.
Alabama.
It was in Alabama.
Was it in Alabama this time? Because
hold on, I pull it all up right now.
So
I know exactly what we're fixing to start talking about.
The business name is South Alabama Sand Boas. That's because the breeder, whose name is David Short, had South Alabama Sand Boas with 2 T's. South Alabama Sand Boas, and then for some reason he decided when he was going to start his own series of reptile shows, he would just still call it South Alabama Sand Boas Reptile Expo or whatever.
Have you heard about any of this, Megan?
No, this is all new for me. I just looked it up on Facebook though, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot going on.
It's a fucking train wreck.
So here's the. Go ahead,
because I was kind of the one filling y'all in on it. It was starting on Saturday.
Okay, go ahead.
But you got it all up?
Well, I don't pulled up, but I remembered it all. But go ahead.
Well, I saw the post on Saturday from our friend Terry Herring. Terry, who lives in Alabama, very respected in the community.
Used to run
a long-time herper.
He ran reptile shows.
His intro on Facebook. I own the Dixie Reptile Show for 23 years. And it was a monthly reptile show.
Oh, yeah, every month.
I think he told me he only missed like 2 months the whole 23 years or something like that.
I believe that.
They were both like because of hurricanes or tornadoes or something.
Oh, I totally believe that, yeah.
But Terry posted. I got the post right here. Gotta go down here. So that's the second one. So sad that vendors attended a show in August with no air conditioning and no regard for the welfare of the animals. So I was like, oh, turn on comments notifications for that one. And so the guy commented and he was like, that was me. It's plenty cool in here. They got fans on. Turns out he booked a rodeo arena with a dirt floor
and no air conditioning
in August
in Alabama. Where their heat indexes are
like ours,
matching ours, if not topping ours.
So vendors started leaving on Saturday because it was so hot that crested geckos and stuff like that, lychees were dying. Like I know at least one guy had like 3 animals die. And then whenever people were leaving, he's chasing them to their cars. You need to pay for your tables.
Well, it was,
and then he didn't say shit to anybody except a little 4'11" woman. And then he was like, well, I'm just going to take this, and grabs her cash box, and they get into a tussle over it. He ends up knocking over a bunch of her shit and basically assaulting her to the point that the police got called.
She filed a report.
The story is that he went out there. She was leaving. She was packing herself up on Saturday. It was hot and she was done. His wife apparently asked if she was going to pay. She said she's not going to pay for a table, which I don't blame her. No one should have to pay for a table in those situations because no one knew what it was going to be like. So she's packing her stuff, and then David walks out, apparently, decides he's going to grab the top box off of her cart, which has her cash box in it.
Yeah.
And that he's going to walk off with it.
He thought he was just going to take some animals. And be like, oh, I'm going to
take this.
Yeah.
And she said, you can't take my stuff. And he said, well, you're not paying. You're stealing from me. I'm going to take your stuff. And she grabbed it, and he had apparently slung it around, slinging this small woman around attached to the tub, dropped that one.
And he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
Vendors were coming to get involved.
Well, he dropped that one, went and grabbed another one of her tubs and did the same thing. And that's when someone yelled, hey, stop, leave her alone.
Yeah.
And then they filed a police report and everything. And
I'm going to be 100% honest here. Had we shown up at a show and seen the conditions, we would have never unloaded to begin
my ass off in there.
Oh yeah, I'd have turned around and left.
There were several vendors who didn't, but they assured them it stays cool in here. We have all these fans, and come to find out, they did have these swamp coolers that they could put ice in, but he refused the venue to let him put them out because they were going to charge him to use those. So he said, no, I'm not paying for those. And he's like, well, if the vendors would have asked for them, then I would have had them. The vendor's like, we didn't know they fucking existed, man.
The audacity is strong with this man.
So last night he put up a thing about, basically put up this formal apology, but then he just blamed it on everybody but him. And
he's trying to cover his own blood.
175 comments. And
the woman that had this happen, her name is Christy Van.
Yep.
She posted the whole story.
I've met her at Slidell. She's super sweet.
She posted a picture of the thermometer as she was packing up and leaving, and it was already 89 degrees inside the rodeo arena. And knowing that some of these crested geckos will start dying at 80.
Yeah.
So, that's the insane thing.
And then you had one lady on there today that was defending him basically until I think it finally got to the point where she realized she's not involved in any way. And she finally realized, oh, I think I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
She's the one that finally asked Terry, well, have you ever run a show? Because Terry commented on there. And because she was like, it's not his responsibility to provide AC. It's not his responsibility. And it's like, yes,
that's 100% his job.
Because Terry's wife called the venue on Saturday, called Nikki, and had a conversation with them, and they were like, yeah, he didn't, we don't know anything about this. No.
Okay.
No, but
you're the one running the show. It's your responsibility to make sure that not only you have AC, but you're also communicating with your vendors so that they can make informed decisions for the welfare of their animals.
Exactly. So they're the ones that told Nikki, oh yeah, we offered him these swamp coolers that we put blocks of ice in, and he refused them because they're whatever amount a day, to use them. And they also told him, that we didn't understand that the reptiles couldn't have. We just heard reptiles, so we figured they could stand the heat. We didn't know. We're not, we don't.
They're
do
not educated.
We just run a venue,
Yeah.
And so the venue, they didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't vet the venue.
Well, and his apology.
And no electricity either. There was no electricity for the vendor.
There was electricity, but you had to have 100-foot extension cords to reach the plug.
To reach it, yeah.
Because they're in the middle of an arena. There's no plugs there in the middle.
Yeah.
But just the apology. One, the show did shut down early on Sunday, and he's saying it got shut down because of bad weather coming. The bad weather was that it was over 100 degrees outside. And I think
There's only 3 vendors.
I heard there are
left.
like 2 or 3 vendors left.
Yeah.
The other thing is, he says we'll also start issuing partial refunds to anyone who has asked. No, fucking return money to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. No one should have to ask for their money back. You should never have opened the doors on Friday when you got there. You should go, oh, no, we're not doing this, and then called everybody and said, I'm sorry, I apologize, we're not doing this.
Yeah, I saw in his half-ass apology. I mean, he's admitting that they didn't know that there was no AC until Friday at 1:00. Well, at that point, the expo hasn't started, so
Should have canceled
But
it
here's
right
the
then.
thing.
why?
How have you not truly vetted? How do you not vet a location? How do you not know what it is? How do you not know it is an
And
open
physically
air
go.
dirt? And the dirt floor is not an issue. Look, you can have a dirt floor arena if it's an enclosed dirt floor arena where it's air conditioned.
And this will tell you how weird the guy is. He messaged Terry last year in November. Terry posted a screenshot and asked him, hey, what made you go with one show in Birmingham back in the day? And Terry gave him information. And finally, Terry was like, hey, give me a call. Here's my number. And we'll, I've been more than happy to help you. And the guy said, oh, no, sir, I don't even talk to my family on the phone. And Terry said, okay, never mind then.
So you're going to make a huge business decision,
Right.
and not talk to somebody who has experience in that business.
Yeah. What I do like is that there's been tons of people that are like telling Terry and Nikki, you need to start your shows back up. And they're like, yeah, we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because those, yeah, I mean,
So I think, I hope, like, I don't hope ill will on many people, and I don't hope ill will on this guy. But as far as the business goes, I think shows are done for him. I don't know anybody now. The hobby is definitely full of people that will hop in and not know any better and do whatever.
he won't be able to post an ad for a show without there being 200 comments of people saying, don't fucking go to, because you had people on there commenting today who were like, yeah, I was a customer and it was unbearable in there on Saturday and we left.
And then the other half of that is his breeding business, but your name's attached to that.
Yeah.
And those expos
show your name.
They were the same thing. So now you got to try and sell snakes. The hobby's not going to buy from you.
Oh, there was people tagging Darian all up in them posts on Saturday for Morph Market. They were like, hey man, this guy's on your platform and this is what he's doing.
You could have forgiven him in the end for a shit location and all that.
If he just would have come out and said, sorry man, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
If he would have just come out and said, hey guys, I screwed up. I'm canceling the show. I'm sorry that everybody's out the money. I get it if he doesn't have the money to pay people back for their hotels.
I get it.
And people would be like, man, hey, you fucked up. We get it. But we're not paying for tables. You're going to have to eat the money for the venue, whatever.
But then he laid hands on people's stuff.
And he,
and
slung a little 4'11" woman around. And I could not imagine if that happened.
If that had happened, well, first off, it wouldn't happen to Katie because she'd have killed him. So I'm not overly worried about that.
Right.
Can I just remind everybody of the time where the guys wanted to pick a fight with Sean Gray at the Herp show and Sean Gray was nowhere to be found?
I remember.
And our vendors came out of the damn woodwork.
Oh, yeah, I had to walk away.
James
I've
had to leave.
never seen James that mad.
People were coming to me like,
James walked
where
by me
is
and I'm
he?
like,
Is he
"What's going on,
safe?"
James?
And I'm
gonna
like,
kill
he's
that motherfucker
fine.
if I don't walk
He
away." And I was
walked
like,
away. Like, y'all just don't know.
The one you got to watch for is John Grant, though.
Yeah.
Because John's got that fucking
Country boy
strength, and he's quiet and he's sneaky. Yeah, I just look around the corner there and I see Jack and John and Dax, and I'm like, oh, that dude's fucked.
Yeah. So, anyways, that happened this weekend at the show, and if anyone sees South Alabama Sand Boas as an expo, you don't have to judge him as a breeder, whatever. But as an expo, don't fucking do them. He's proven that he is not responsible enough to run an expo and not mature enough to handle situations at an expo. And if he hears this as an upset, feel free to please contact me, and I will gladly have you on the podcast, probably along with this chick that you threw around. So, yeah, I just felt that had to be said. That had to be thrown out there that this happened this weekend, and people need to know about it. So, anyway.
Well, I'm glad y'all brought it up because I've seen people in the female herps group that I help run. I've seen people share that expo a few times, and I will be letting the entire admin team know that we will not be advertising them in our group anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not happening.
No, that's horrible.
I'm gonna get to Chris Eaton's favorite part. I know he's not watching right now.
I actually messaged him today and just told him, hey man, I'm not great at reaching out when people are going through bad times, but we're thinking about you. Don't respond. I could see that you read it. That's good enough. But yeah, if they take your leg, we're totally gonna fucking make you all kinds of
pirate. It's gonna be a fucking pirate.
I don't know if y'all saw his little live he put up today.
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
I mean, with his goofy ass hat, we're getting him a pirate hat.
Oh, definitely, man.
We'll get him a leather pirate hat to replace the hat that he has.
Oh my god.
Get him a fake parrot to put on his shoulder.
I have a plastic pirate hat that I didn't know I still had for my 16th
Oh no, we're
birthday.
getting a leather.
We're getting a
like,
full on leather pirate hat.
big, nice.
It's gonna be expensive as shit.
I
I'll
want
pay for
one.
people to go in on it. You open up, you just do, hey guys, everybody put in $5 for Chris a hat, and you'll be able to buy 10 of them.
We're yeah.
You'll be able to buy 10 of them in like an hour.
For Chris the pirate. Like
I just got a notification. Somebody else,
like Steve the pirate.
Somebody just commented on that dude's apology. Don't quit your day job, bro.
So he's gonna be Chris the pirate instead of Steve the pirate.
Yep.
All right, let's go through some of the things we talked about. Texas Carpet Fest, that is going to be on October 14th from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Reptilandia. Do not bring a fucking animal. Don't be that guy. Don't do it. No one there wants to see your bearded dragon or your dumbass retic. No one wants to see it. We're at a zoo that has amazing animals. Don't fucking be that person who brings animals to an event.
Yeah.
That's also
I've had to tell people that for my classes. I've had people bring their bearded dragons to my classes, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell your animal has. Like, get it out of here.
At that pagan festival that we did a couple weeks ago, there was a guy there both days walking around with a bearded dragon on his shoulder. And I'm like, dude, I finally went to the organizer and I was like, hey man, I pay you to be the only one here with animals to do animal encounters. And he's letting people take pictures with that dragon. I'm pretty sure to give him money. Oh shit, I never saw him. So he went and like, hey man, you can't do that. And the guy kind of got indignant with him. And he's like, these people pay to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only $40, but still.
But and also, if you go to a reptile show, if you're in this, don't bring a fucking animal to the reptile show either.
Oh, you guys, I don't know if you saw, there was a post this weekend in the San Antonio Reptiles group.
Yeah.
Some girl posted that she was very upset because they went to the Reptilian Nation show, bought their ticket. She had a huge red boa around her neck. And then when she went to go through the door, they were like, can't bring your snake in. She's like, but I just bought a ticket and they saw it on my neck. And he was like, well, that's not their job to tell you that. It's my job to tell you that. She's like, I can't believe you can't take a snake. And all these people are like, you can't, pretty much every show. She's like, well, we brought it into the shirt show. And we're like, well, you're not supposed to. You must have. It was the last one when Malia wasn't there. Yeah. Malia wouldn't let him. And I guess just walked by. But she was just like cussing people out and being just indignant because everybody's like, look, you're bringing that snake out for you. Yeah. Not for that snake. Mm-hmm. You're exposing it to who knows what.
Yep.
And she just doesn't. I know my snake.
And it's stressful for the animals. Like your snake is not a fucking dog. Like even when I bring my animals to classes, most of my classes max 2 hours. But if I do longer events, like I'm making sure that my animals are getting regular breaks. And I explain to people if I don't have certain animals out, I'm like, we're here for like 4 or 5 hours. I need to make sure that, I'm minimizing the stress on my animals. I don't get people who feel the need to bring their reptiles everywhere they go.
Even the basics of you don't want to spread disease, this or that, stress the animal out. The other thing is you're doing it to show off. And I've got to tell you, and I've said it before, not a single fucking vendor at a show is impressed by the animal you bring in. Nope. We're there with animals
that we're trying to sell.
We don't care about seeing it. Look, I'm not saying we don't care about your animal or that we don't think it's cool that you have one, but there's Facebook groups for that shit. Yeah. Post it online.
Well, and that's what she kept saying. Well, I know my snake and he likes going out for rides and this, that. And I'm like, and then she was like, I walk in the room and call his name and he comes to me.
Oh, shut
and
the
I'm
fuck
like,
up. He's got no ears.
No,
it's a boa.
She's one of those.
That's what she was arguing with my friend that actually works at Reptilandia and one other person that I know. And they were like, look, and they weren't really arguing. They were just trying to tell her, look, this is why we don't allow them at shows. And when she said that, they both like went past it. And I messaged him like, bro, she just said that snake. He was like, oh, fuck, I didn't see that. And then by then she deleted the whole post. But she was just like, y'all are just picking on me. She went through the race card out there.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look, and I hate all the human race.
Yeah. So y'all are just picking on me because
I don't discriminate. I hate everybody equally.
Because I'm new and this and that.
I saw it on a shirt once. I was like, that's great.
No, we're pushing back against you because you're not listening.
And we're wrong.
And your
color has nothing to do with it. It's your shitty personality and stupid decisions.
Right.
Your color has nothing to do with the fact that you're just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So here's another post for our buddy Jason Miloradovich, who we had on 2 weeks ago. We talked about his T-positive Brazilian rainbow boas. These things are gorgeous. Look at those things on the screen.
I see them, baby.
I need that.
I see them.
Katie, did you watch any of the videos that I sent you? That guy of the
I have not had any time.
Katie,
but
I'm
yes, I
telling you,
promise they're on the top of my list of videos.
You
to
are gonna
watch.
laugh so freaking hard.
Y'all are talking over the really pretty rainbow boas.
But you're
Okay.
not getting one.
Oh, that's what you think.
They are
Seriously,
very
if I
pretty.
sell
I know
all
the
my
price
snakes-
tag that comes with it.
Yeah, we were like having this whole conversation with Jason, and Katie was involved, and then
I
Jason
was
said the
like,
price, and Katie
well,
was
maybe
like,
I know what
Katie
the
has left
boys need for
conversation.
Christmas. And then he gives me a price. I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't love either one of them that much.
Yeah, I thought I might try to convince my husband that I definitely need a lavender false water cobra, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can suddenly convince him of the $4,000 price
I was
tag.
going to say,
Go
I
for
can
it.
hear him tell you that's not in our budget.
Look, here's the thing, Megan. He's gonna be mad either way, so just buy it.
Just fucking do it.
I think he would draw the line there and serve me divorce.
That's a lot of money.
Just buy you a big ass semi venomous snake.
Yeah.
Although I did tell him, I'm like, for the money that we wound up unexpectedly spending to keep my cat alive a couple months ago, like I could have bought like 2 indigos.
What is it?
Chameleon is booking around this cage. He is.
It's because there's crickets that he didn't eat. So I had Joe feed out crickets the other night. And I was like, just put whatever's still in there in the cage with him. Well, I could hear them chirping. So I know they're still in there. So he's like, he's hunting for them. And I mean, he's gotten a few since we've been in
Well,
here.
he'll have crickets tomorrow because I went and got crickets tonight.
Yeah, they're
and
being
are
gut loaded right now.
And you'll have them tomorrow.
Yeah.
You
That is valid. Danny said, pro tip, don't marry an accountant. I can confirm. Job security, great, afford great standard of living, but let me tell you, they're dream killers.
Hilarious.
Katie posted this article from Reptiles Magazine where the vet safely removed a fake chicken egg from a gopher snake.
This
saw
article
that.
made my heart so happy. So, first of all, the snake's name is Gus, and the farmer is the one who named him. And the farmer realized that he had eaten the fake egg from his chicken coop. The fake egg was not there to hurt the snake. The fake egg was there to try to get the chickens to lay more eggs.
Which, with that said, I fucking hate when someone posts online about a snake eating their chickens and these fuckers come out going, put fake eggs in there so they'll eat them and they'll die.
Yeah, no, that is not
Fuck
at
you.
all what this farmer did. It was he even admitted in the article, he's like, I never thought that Gus would go in there and go after the fake egg. So when he realized that Gus had eaten the fake egg and the egg had been missing, he caught Gus, who he named Gus, and took him to the vet, and they were able to surgically, like, I don't remember if they surgically removed it or they got
They probably worked it up.
I think they worked it up and he was able to regurgitate, and then they were able to keep him. But then like the gopher snake got to go back to the farm, and the farmer says he will no longer be using fake eggs and will discourage others to do the same.
Yeah.
Like it was a very snake friendly article,
Well,
and it made me so happy.
And we read somewhere, if you want to use a fake egg to get your chickens to lay eggs, then glue it or attach it to the lay box.
Yes.
So that they cannot eat it. It will
Best
not.
thing to do is run a screw through them because even that glue can come
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah. Screw them into the lay box. That way it's in there and it's not leaving and it's not going to hurt a snake.
Yep.
So there's an
I've
easy
removed
fix.
so many snakes from chicken coops lately.
Oh, watch this.
I saw that. I'm so excited, you guys. It's going to be so freaking cool.
Oh,
So,
I know what this is.
Is that the yellow
I'll
anaconda?
watch it.
Yes.
No, that's the green.
I'm trying to make it bigger. There we go.
It's their green anaconda exhibit at Reptilandia.
Yeah.
Look at that exhibit. Like I know people look at that, go, look at all this brown water, which I'm sure some of it will clear up, but even so, it looks
That's
Like
what the
so
water's like at the end.
natural.
on.
I don't think it will clear up. I think they do that on purpose.
That's fine with me.
yeah.
If you don't see it, you don't see it. But I mean, that straight up looks like you are in the Amazon looking at, and I'm gonna watch it again. Hold on.
So that's my friend Brent, the farthest one.
Yeah.
That's my friend Brent, and he's working there. And his yellow anaconda that he's raised up from the minute she was born is now on display there too. And
That's gonna
Yeah.
man. That's the best anaconda exhibit I've ever seen
Yeah.
at any zoo ever.
Because,
And
like,
this is a
you know-
private zoo. This is not a
Brian Barczyk's is awesome, but the water's clear, so you can
Yeah,
see it and all
it's an
that.
aquarium.
It's an aquarium, basically.
Hmm.
But that is
I'm going to
what
have to send you a picture of the Monroe Reptile Zoo's anaconda exhibit.
Where was Monroe?
well, if it's
Monroe
anything
what?
like the downtown aquarium,
Not
Washington.
Louisiana, in Washington.
if
I'm
it's
gonna
anything
find
like
it
the
and I'm gonna
downtown
send it to y'all.
aquarium's retic exhibit, that's just a big concrete box and they're both covered in stuck shed.
Oh, so every single large snake that this place had. They had multiple retics, Burmese pythons. Every single one was morbidly obese for starters. Cohabbing them, they had one where like they literally had a dog crate in the enclosure.
Well, and I will say
every snake, regardless of, it didn't matter what their humidity requirements are, everyone is on Aspen. That's not a joke. Aspen.
See, and we said before,
like
cohabbing is fine. Cohabbing's fine if done right.
It
like
was done so wrong.
Our retics at the Houston Zoo are great cohab because that exhibit is fucking massive.
Right.
And it works for 2 retics.
That's not all probably that's going to be in that green anaconda exhibit either.
No, but it's a fucking massive exhibit.
Right.
Because he's got a lot of cohab exhibits, but they are huge. It's like looking at, a lot of times you go to a zoo and it's I don't know, 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot box, right? And it's set up to look like the Southwest of the United States.
Here's a picture from that place she's talking about. It's a big fat rock iguana with a red light on it.
Ugh.
Oh, but, yeah. Red lights everywhere.
What Ari built is a large snapshot of an area that has tons of room. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Anyways, Katie also posted an article from Reptiles Magazine about gut loading feeder insects. And we've talked about that before when we had the Reddies on. You need to gut load yourself. Don't go buy the crickets and then feed them right away. Right? Gut load them. Throw some lettuce, throw some greens, throw something in there, put some food in their bellies.
Wow. Before
you feed them out.
I just read a review on that place from a guy. 5-star review. Do not believe the lower star reviews. Bunch of vegan hippies who worship PETA and post bad reviews.
Oh, gracious.
Wait, are you a PETA person, Megan?
Vegan.
If by PETA person you mean they should be destroyed, then yes.
A 2-headed red ear slide.
I like pita bread.
Oh my God.
That's what we were talking about, right?
So Megan just sent us a picture. Hold on. I gotta pull it up on the screen. Give me a second.
I fucking hate PETA.
I like pita bread.
What in the shit?
I want Demasi's.
Demasi's would be good.
It's been forever
since I've eaten at Demasi's. They don't have the gyro meat on lunch anymore.
What?
No.
Anyways, let's get back to this. Let's get through this real quick. Nathan posted for me since my drone got attacked by a hawk. I've seen this video before though, but the guy whose drone got eaten by an alligator because the little alligator jumps like 4 feet out of the water and grabs it. Fucking hilarious. Like as someone who's seen alligator,
would not have been hilarious had it been yours.
Mine wouldn't have been that close to a fucking alligator.
That's true.
Because I know they can jump.
That is fair point.
Katie posted. Oh, I liked this one.
I did post a lot of stuff.
This was
I loved this.
It was a sink, an outside sink, and they had sticks in it so that if lizards got down in it, they could still climb out of it.
And there's a sign above it that says, "Do not remove stick. This is for lizards to get out."
I love that. Oh my God.
I know. I thought that was really very caring.
It's a good one. And then Travis posted an article that he knows I don't fucking understand what's in it. Australian snakes acquired new genes from fish that contributed to their evolutionary pathway. Are you telling me snakes fucked fish? Is that what we're getting here? Travis, I'm gonna need you again. Cliff notes, man. Cliff notes.
You're such a mess.
Cliff notes.
Dude, I could put my finger between the scales on that retic. It's so fat.
Oh yeah. Oh
good Lord.
Jason Miloranovich posted this thing from Tom Crutchfield that says we never need or use gloves for anything.
I don't need no bitch mittens. That's what it says, James.
Yeah. Fuck you. I wear gloves.
It made me laugh.
I wear gloves. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna wear them, and it doesn't bother me that people don't do it. You're not the one that has to deal with getting bit. I do. I don't. Fuck off.
I don't care.
Our buddy Jason had another litter of Russian sand boas.
Saw that.
So again, if anybody wants a Russian sand boa, which you definitely should get Russian sand boas. They are an awesome looking sand boa. Hit up Jason Miller. He's having a good year right now. He's having a good year.
I don't know anybody who breeds rubber boas.
No.
Yeah. My sister-in-law was asking.
They are. There's.
It took you how many years to find them?
Yeah, I've got 3 now because one died. But I mean, I've got some contacts that might be able to get the problem. As soon as they hit, they're sold like immediately.
Yeah.
They're tricky. I'm able to find some. My dad posted a meme with an alligator walking across the street. Says, "Why do alligators walk like they just got their nails done?" It's kind of funny. Their hands all up in the air. So yeah, that was everything. I want to say there was something else I wanted to bring up, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm not.
Don't worry about what I just sent you. It was more for John.
Oh. Trying to see if I missed some stuff. Oh, DGB Exotic said tannins. Yeah, the brown water with all the leaves soaking in. That's gonna be great. So Cannot wait to go to Carpet Fest to see that place. It's going to be amazing.
I posted a few pictures on my Facebook page back in December that I took of the exhibits that they had open then. They were so freaking cool.
Well, there was the one video they posted early on where it was like 2 Diamondbacks like combating, wasn't it? Wasn't that our 2
Where I wasn't
Red
listening.
Landia? It was
yeah.
It was 2 Diamondbacks that were combating in there, which was kind of cool. Also, if anybody wants to check out snakes, I'm just throwing this out there. I got snakes for sale. I got boas. This is my own platform, so I'm going to plug myself. Please buy my boas. I need to buy a rack from Robert because I got more snakes coming at some point.
I need to buy an enclosure for Robert. For Robert? From Robert.
From Robert. Whatever. Or for him. I mean, if you buy it from him, it's kind of for him. So, anywho, we're almost 9:00. So let's wrap this up. Megan, we've said it before, but if anybody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
Facebook, Lone Star Snakes. I'm technically on Instagram, but I never use it. So,
or
just send me a message on Facebook.
Was it Reptile Day? What's the email? World Reptile Day.
World Reptile Day, October 28th.
At gmail.com, right?
Oh, yeah. World Reptile Day at gmail.com for the event stuff. And you can find there's an event page on Facebook under Lone Star Snakes with more information too. So
yeah, reach out for that. We will. I do have a guest lineup
there's a
next week.
shooting in my neighborhood right now.
Oh, sweet. Stay over here. Stay for over here. Katie, you got anything?
Pray for all of those that are returning back to school. We need them. We need all your
Can I do
prayers.
something besides pray?
I don't care. You can chant. You can light candles. You can.
You know what you can't do? Lay hands on kids.
Right by my house.
Positive affirmations. I don't care. I need all the positive vibes you can send my way.
You can't lay hands on kids.
Because tomorrow the pre-K and kindergarten babies are going to be there, and their parents, for the first time since COVID, get to physically bring them into the school. And I've got to help people find their classroom and then comfort parents as they leave their crying babies behind.
That never bothered me in the slightest.
I'm not excited.
I
And
could
then
not
it's
do that.
And then a dismissal if it's like last year, these babies are going to be asleep and I'm going to have to wake them up to carry them to their car.
First off,
was
my
so
kid was never sad that we left her anywhere.
Oh God, no.
Ever.
She left us at the door.
And
She was like, bye, and like, done.
I didn't talk about my trip to Ohio beside the weather. I got to go to a baseball game and see fucking Cleveland Guardians. You know how weird it is to say that?
And you were at the wrong Cleveland
I know
Guardians
they fought
game.
the next night. There was a great fight the next night.
Yeah.
But I did see the most amazing, for anybody that goes to a game up there, it's the most amazing fireworks show I've ever seen in my entire life. It was set to music. And at one point at the end, you got just giant fireballs being shot off, fireworks everywhere. The whole ring around the top of the thing is shooting fireworks at the same time. So you're surrounded by fireworks. It was fucking amazing.
I'm so glad you have an awesome wife who sent you on that trip.
Yeah, she's good, I guess. Somewhat.
She
Did
better
we
be
take
good.
the food out of the oven so it didn't burn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just make sure I want dinner. And then, like, I don't smell fire, so I'm guessing it's not still in there.
You're good.
Next week we'll be back with have a guest lined up. We may be back next Wednesday. I
Yes.
haven't talked to Robert. We've got our fucking kids got band shit on Tuesday. You know what?
Oh, we're done on a Wednesday?
Kids are paying the ass. Yeah, I got to reach out to our person who's not in the country, so I don't know how that
He's
goes.
back?
He's back.
Yeah.
That's right. We gave him a week to. So, but we should.
Figure it out.
I think next Wednesday at 7.
We gotta get
You'll
back
like-
to this
you'll
thing
like this
called
one?
parenting.
You'll like
So-
this one. It's Bruce Ireland out of San Diego that does a lot of rattlesnake relocations.
Yes,
He's
posts
the guy
all
with
the time in our
Yes.
free snake relocation group.
Yep. He's the one with the googly eyes on his on his
Mhm.
grabbers. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome. He's awesome.
Googly eyes.
And then we will reschedule.
Calls.
Megan's actually filling in on short notice for guests that we had this week, but unfortunately, she had some stuff come up and she couldn't do it. So hopefully, we'll schedule her for 2 weeks. We'd like to have her on because I thought we had her on, and I'm a jerk.
I really thought we did.
If you go to the Corpus Christi show this weekend, go say hi to Robert. We might have some podcast stickers there for sale, like $1 a piece, whatever. Every little bit helps us, so please feel free to buy a sticker. They're going to be on his table at the Lone Star Reptile Racks table, along with hopefully some Lone Star Reptile Rack stickers.
And if all things go well, then I will be able to help you in the future with all your sticker needs.
Yes, we will. We will hopefully be able to help.
Fingers
with that.
crossed. And I'm fixing to go try to print and cut my own stickers.
And we can make people's logos on stickers.
That's what I'm doing when I go downstairs.
Ooh, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to hit you up for that.
Fingers
Yes.
crossed it works. So
It'll work.
I
It'll work.
will.
Lone Star
As
snake
much as that
stickers.
printer costs, that'll work.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about is that I'm tired. Like it's just been a long 2 days.
Wake up, Katie.
And so it may be a lot of me.
And then all those other words, the System of a Down said after that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wake up.
So
Anyways, so we'll be back next week. Thanks y'all for watching. Again, check out VivTech, check out Little Shop of Horrors, Lone Star Reptile Racks, Herp shows, all of that. We will be back next week. Thanks, Megan, for coming on. Hang around. See everybody next week, and goodbye.